Rashid, welcome to the stage. How you doing?
How you doing, Avery? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Welcome to the panel.
I appreciate your invitation.
So, how would you like to engage? Would you like to prove that any of the prophets were Muslim?
Oh, well, yes, I would like to prove that the prophets are Muslim. First, by establishing the language in which it was revealed, revelations, such as let's start with the Psalms, the Torah, the Injil. I'm sure that's one of your favorite. That's your favorite book.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Okay, and the language in the Hebrew or the Aramaic, I would say that's the language of our prophet Isa. May Allah have peace and blessing be upon him. In the language itself, even the Hebrew, the term to submit is Muslim, similar to the Semitic language, Arabic, Muslim. And in the Bible, I'm not talking about the Greek, the Testament of Paul. I wouldn't use that language, the language of pagans, Greek. That Muslim means to submit.
Sorry. You said that you wouldn't use the language of Paul?
Greek? Well, I wouldn't use the language of Paul. Well, this is your Bible, you refer to the New Testament. It mostly refers to the Greek, rather than using the Hebrew or the Aramaic, the language of Jesus.
I have a question on that. Like the word Injil, do you know where that derives from?
The word Injil?
Yeah, the word Injil. Are you familiar with where that derives from?
Well, where does it derive from?
It derives from the Greek word evangelion.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
So Jesus spoke when he was speaking
Jesus spoke many languages, but specifically,
yeah, but he was sent to Bani Israel, and they spoke Hebrew, and they were in Israel. So I don't think that he would speak Greek to a native who would speak the language of Hebrew.
Well, if you're talking about historically, the Israelites were occupied by the Romans who spoke Greek. So
yeah, but if he's speaking to the native people Israel, he would speak their language, not Greek.
Well, if they spoke Greek, what's wrong with that?
Well, no, we're saying that if he was sent to the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the nations of Jacob.
What language did they speak?
What language did they speak? Well, they spoke a Semitic language, and I wouldn't say that it was, because languages varies throughout time. When
but how do you know what language they spoke specifically in Jesus's time?
Because they had to preserve the word, the covenant.
Very good. And in order to preserve the word, do you know what the Jews did in order to preserve the Torah and the Old Testament?
Well, I would say before the destruction of the first temple, and I would say during the time. Huh?
I'm talking about way after that, and Jesus is like a little bit before.
Well, I mean, you have to preserve the word when it was initially given, right? Then you have to preserve it through time. So from as it was presented by God the first time, let's say with
that's not what I'm referring to, brother. I'm not referring to that.
Okay,
I'm specifically
what are you referring to? I'm sorry.
And so the Jews were occupied by the Romans. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, they were occupied by the pagans, yes.
What did they have to do, the Jews? What did they have to do to preserve the Torah? Are you familiar?
What did they have to know? Maybe you can educate me on that.
Sure. So they had to translate the Torah and the Tanakh, the Old Testament, into Greek, which is what is called because they were occupied by the Romans. And so they just lost their native tongue? They didn't lose it, but because of the occupation of the Romans and them being forced to speak Greek and learn Greek, and that being the language of the area, that they had to make sure they preserved it in the Greek as well.
Yeah, but they still had the Torah though that was in Hebrew, and they spoke the language.
That's true.
I'm sure that while they were, out and about, they had to speak the Greek because that may have become the more prevalent language. But when they were amongst themselves in prayer and worship, they went back to the source, which is their language.
So you see how the Jews had no problem translating their scripture into Greek? It's called the Septuagint. You know what the Septuagint is?
And when was that? And when was that? When was that translated? When
That was a few hundred years before Jesus was born. I'm not exactly sure on the exact date, but there's a few.
Okay, that would make sense because I'm sure as you're occupied and things become a little hot, and maybe you would have to. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they, and this was, and I'm sure that, but still they still had original scriptures. And maybe as a safeguard, maybe, yes, they would have to do that. Mm-hmm. But then in doing so, especially translating a language from one to the next, you're going to lose some things. You're not going to have, especially with the Greek language, because their language was pretty much rooted in paganism. So their words were used for
a language isn't pagan itself, brother. People are.
No, but as it relates to their worship, so like the terms that they use to worship,
if you want to say
rooted
that,
in paganism.
If you want to say that, then you have to say that the language of the Quran, the Arabic language, is rooted in paganism, because the Arabs were pagans before Muhammad's prophethood, right?
No, they weren't.
Yes, they did. They were pagans.
No, they fell into paganism later on, but in the beginning, no.
When were the Arabs not pagans?
Huh?
When were they?
When Abraham took by the command of God his wife Hagar and his child, they weren't pagan.
When did Abraham go to Arabia?
When you don't know that?
I know the claim. I'm asking for the proof now. Like, what?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of history in historians saying that it is.
There's no historian. There's not one historian that says Abraham went to Arabia, brother.
Oh, Paran? Where's Paran?
You're talking about Arabia?
Where's Paran? Maybe it wasn't called Arabia back then because, but where's Paran? We're talking about the geographical area. So let's not get caught up in the terms.
Okay, so in talking about, you believe Abraham went to Mecca specifically and built the Kaaba, right?
Well, it wasn't called Mecca back then.
I know, but you believe he went to where Mecca is now and built the Kaaba. Yeah. There's no historical evidence for that.
Yeah, because it's there.
That doesn't mean Abraham did anything.
Yes.
Okay.
So Paran is where? But Paran is. But do you agree that Paran? Where's Paran at? Where's the land of Paran?
Paran, along with Seir and along with Sinai, would be in the Sinai Peninsula, in which the Jews.
No, Paran is not in the Sinai Peninsula.
Yes, it is.
We're talking about today. Paran, it might have been divided. Paran today is not in the Sinai Peninsula.
Okay. So let's get to some roots then, because we can agree to disagree on that. That's not any substance. What evidence do you have to prove? And remember, not claim, because I'm aware of what the Quran claims. I'm asking for the proof that these prophets were Muslim. Any of them were actual Muslim.
Okay, let's say. Well, would you say that Jesus, alayhi salatu salam, submitted to what you would say the Father or the Creator of the heavens and the earth?
He submitted to his Father. That's what he says.
So would he say that in Greek or in Aramaic? What word would he leave? What word or what?
He said it in both.
Okay, and what word would he? What's the word in Aramaic that he would use?
Abba. He said Abba, Father.
No, not Father. Submit.
Do you want to see the verse?
Submit.
No, what he calls his God that he submits to.
Yeah, but if he says that he would submit, right? You said that he submits.
Submits to his Father specifically, yes.
And if he would say that I submit to my Father, what word would he use?
He says Abba, which means
what
Father.
Variation of, well, Abba is Father, but what word would he use to say that he submits?
I don't know the word in Greek or Aramaic.
Well, and when his language, Aramaic, because he was sent to the children of Israel.
What does that matter if he's?
He would use the word. He would use the word, the variation from of Muslim, which is Islam, and he would say Muslim.
I disagree. That's not what that means in Aramaic.
Well, would you like to see what it means in Aramaic? You can look it up.
Can you be a Muslim and believe that that Allah is your Father?
In what sense?
Any sense.
Can I be a Muslim and say that Allah is my father?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say two things. I would say that if we're using it in your sense, speaking to a Christian, I would agree if you...
Any sense.
Well,
straight answer.
I'm trying to mention a sense.
Oh, Rashid, look, because this is.
Yes, I would say that God, Allah,
can you
is
please ask you a straightforward question. You can give me a straightforward answer. Can you be a Muslim and say that Allah is your father in any sense?
Only in one sense.
Okay, so the answer is yes.
Can be from any, right?
Yep, that's right. So there is a sense that you can say that Allah is your father. Can you show me this in the Quran?
Will we say Allah is my father?
Yeah.
Well, now let me educate you.
Go ahead.
This is why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would not use father, because he was sent to correct those who distorted it. So he didn't want to continue the confusion.
Can you show me that?
Using the word father.
Can you show me that?
Can I show you what? What are you asking now?
Can you show me in the Quran that there is a correct way in which Allah is the Father?
There's a correct way that Allah is the Father?
Yep.
Meaning in the sense that I'm talking about, that He's the creator of the heavens and the earth?
Yeah, and is there a
He's the provider. He's the one who provides.
Yep.
There's many verses that say that He's the provider.
I didn't ask that. See, notice what you're doing. I didn't ask.
So you're looking for the literal. You're looking for the literal term, Father. Is that what?
Yes.
No, he wouldn't. Well, the prophet, through his hikmah and through God's hikmah, he wouldn't do that, because that word was being used to seed confusion.
Okay.
So he wouldn't.
I got you.
He did say not. He did say that. Okay.
Was the word Allah being used as confusion?
Did the word Allah? Well,
yeah, was the word Allah?
Jesus used it himself, so no.
Okay, so the word
Allah, that's the Bactini. He used it himself. So
he never used the word Allah. That's not the same thing.
Eloi,
Eloi, lama sabachthani. Eloi is not Allah.
Okay, Eloi, yes, and do you know the Arabic terms? Do you know the vowels and how to place the vowels and how to get certain? There's a root word, there's a masdar. Do you know? Are you familiar with that in the Aramaic language?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a Quran. I'm just asking if the word Allah was being used in a confusing way.
Okay, show me what you're referring to.
Okay, so this is chapter 5, verse 72.
75, verse 72.
This is chapter 5.
I'll say Ma'idah, verse 72.
Verse 72. I have it on the screen. If you want to look at it, if you have the Quran on you as well, you can go ahead and use that. That's fine.
You have can you bring up the Arabic, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
There we go. So I got both the Arabic and the English up for you. It says, they have certainly disbelieved who say Allah is the Messiah, son of Mary. Would that bring confusion about the word Allah?
No.
Oh, why not? They're using it for Jesus.
Because it says they have certainly disbelieved. It's stating that the initial they have certainly disbelieved who say. So he's removing the confusion by that statement.
Oh, but it was at once confused. The word Allah was confused for Jesus.
Yeah, the Christians confused it. The Christians the Christians Paul was the one who confused the word.
Worries.
Yeah.
No worries. You could accuse Paul, accuse whoever you want. So we see that the word Allah was used in confusion, but yet Allah still kept the word?
By the Muslims or by Paul?
By the Muslims.
No.
So Allah still kept the word Allah even though it was being used in confusion?
Yeah, just like they say, I give you an example. Your name is Avery, right?
Yeah, it is. And let's say somebody misapplies my name Avery to something else that is not me.
When somebody called, huh?
Yeah, that would be wrong.
If someone called me Avery, but my name is Rashid, I would have to correct them. If someone believed my name was Avery because you had people, 20, 40 people say my name was Avery, who may have lied to them, I would have to correct them and use your name, Avery, right?
So you wouldn't get rid of my name. You would just direct them. Right.
I would correct it.
Really quick, Rashid, so you can hear me out. So you wouldn't get rid of my name. You would give the correct application to my name, correct?
Yes, and that's what's being done in that verse.
All right, so show me where, because you said Allah. The Christians confused and distorted Father, the word Father. So
No,
Allah is an actual Father, but they just confused the word, and so the
word Father is not in that verse. The word Father is not in that verse.
I didn't say that. I need you to listen, Rashid. Please listen to me. I didn't say that Father is in that word, in that verse. I showed you that because of your argument for why the Quran does not use the term Father. You said that it doesn't use the term Father because the term Father was used in confusion. It was distorted.
We're talking about Allah. I thought we're talking about
the word Father. The word Father. Remember in the beginning.
We're talking about Allah. We're talking about the word Father now, because we were talking about Allah.
Hey, brother, if you can't keep up, man, I'm just
asking a question, man, because I'm just trying to make sure I'm with you. That's all. Because we were just talking about Allah.
I said this, and you're not listening. You're not listening. Listen, please. I just said that the reason why we're here is because you said when we were talking about the term Father, you said the Quran does not use the term Father because Christians confused it. So therefore, Allah in his wisdom eliminated the term, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I asked you, I said, okay, let's be consistent. The term Allah, the Christians also used it in confusion by applying it to Jesus. They said the Messiah is Allah. But you said, no, Allah doesn't eliminate the term Allah. He just corrects them and says, no, that's wrong. Here's the real Allah, right? He doesn't eliminate the term. So
no, why would he eliminate his name?
Why would he eliminate Father if he truly is the Father?
His name is not Father. His name is Allah.
Allah has the most beautiful of names, doesn't he?
It's not Father.
Very good. It ain't
Father's not one of his names.
Good.
Father's not one of his names.
I got you. So when Jesus says that he submits to his Father, he ain't talking about Allah, is he?
Yes, he's talking about the creator of the heavens and the earth.
Allah's Father's not one of Allah's names. That's not him.
Yeah, that was one of the names that they said in the time of Jesus. But we're talking about the time of Jesus, or we're talking about the time of Muhammad.
Oh, I understand. So you're saying,
because the confusion was there. It was no confusion there.
I got you.
When Jesus used the term, it wasn't any confusion. The confusion came after.
I got you. So you're saying that Allah changes. Is that right?
No, people change the meaning.
So let me get this straight.
Allah stays the same. I can't change Allah.
Once upon a time, one of Allah's names in Jesus' time was Father, right?
If he used that term, yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
I would agree.
So his name used to be Father. Got you. His name used to be Father. Then Muhammad comes along because after some confusion with the Christians, Muhammad comes along, and now after Muhammad, Allah's name is no longer Father. Is that right?
Yeah, but who revealed the Quran to Muhammad?
Allah.
So, and he didn't choose, but through his wisdom, he did not choose to use Father because of the
focus. Allah changed his name from being Father to now it's no longer Father. No. So Allah changed, right?
Yeah, he could do that. He's Allah.
So you're
just like he changed many things in the past. Have he not?
So Allah.
Look, you would say that the new covenant is different from the old covenant. So he changed the old covenant.
Appreciate you for coming, big dog. It's enough of that.